Yo, good start. Wait, I have to gonna set the quality mainly. New Red World record. Last commentary a long time ago by Juan Bros 1:45:05, right? No, there's not. What is it? I'm just gonna look it up. Yeah, 1:45:05, 4 years ago. Beating the previous 1:44:03 by Pokeguy. Which is definitely a big world record. Quite a legendary run. This was noticeably extremely early in my grind. It was 4.5k attempts in, which is my estimate around like 5 times below average. I calc like a 25k average. First I'm at AFK because I'm like doing some shit. Guess I can skip that. I have my palette is inversed. Doesn't matter, I just preference. I just switch it during my runs. Dude, can you start the game? This is an offline run, so I'm just okay. Options are fast, text box fast, animations off, battle style on shift, because we're gonna have to switch train. Appreciate the 100 subs, Sailor, holy shit. Okay, that's a good start to the to the red. Wait, did King get one? There's no way he dodged. Wait, did he dodge? Dude, he dodged. That's crazy. But yeah, appreciate it, Sayonara. I got my bounty. We name us and the rival A. And this is the first difference. I mean, the route is the same as when Pokeguy got it. Nothing changed. Some strats, there are like some consistency strats in there. The big difference is IGT tracking. We track which frame the current IGT time is at. That makes that makes the minutes a lot more consistent, and it allows us to do a deeper extent, which I'll get into when we get there. For reds specifically, I will not mention any menuing strats because Pokeguy has a video on them. Unless it's one where I think it's maybe not in there, or it's not that well known. But the usual stuff, which I was talking about in yellow, I'm not gonna mention. I don't care. First fight is immediately one of the worst spots in the run. Squirtle, because Squirtle is insane compared to the rest. We need something against Brock. And the Bulbasaur has Tackle, which is good, and it has Growl. Growl can miss 25% of the time, as can all stat-lowering moves used by the opponent. So we really just want to... It's like 35% chance every turn to get Growl. If I have good speed, it's a speed tie. And I really just want to get through this fight with no Growls. My stats also matter. Good attack makes the fight a lot better. But they both have like the same top end. Tail Whip in 1. Tackle is very good. At this point, I will probably not reset. Otherwise this fight is very likely to just reset. It's also to get like early Growl. Quad Tackle, holy shit. 5! Oh. So that's a good fight. That is a new strat. I don't think those strats were used back then. I checked my stats, and I'm attack, defense, and special matter. Special 12 is good special. It's used for my decision making on when I reset, and maybe some Brock decision making. 13 defense matters for decision making on my Brock HP. Nice Windows Audio, classic. and 11 attack matters for XP, because right now I need to kill one thing so I can be level 8 for Brock, so I can learn Bubble. No encounter, very good. I'll mention this again. This is optimal NPC movement. You want to go up right here, so you have a higher chance of getting past this NPC without being trolled. No encounter is good. It's 20% chance to get no encounter to the spot. I do want to get a 1 encounter though, but of course I would rather get them at the end. Now XP can go wrong very fast. It can be like a level 5 or level 4, it's rare but it can happen, which you don't want to kill. It can be a level 2, which is nice, and level 3 depends. It can be a red or a Pidgey. Rattata is very good. Rattata level 3 is very good range to free it, and Rattata can use Tail Whip. Nice bonk. I mentioned I YOLO grass this. It's a decision I made. If I don't have XP, I always YOLO grass this. I was doing some math trying to find out the average time loss, average time gain, and it's like extremely close. It's like +0. It's very close. And it also increases my chance of doing Nido extend instead of. Wait, I always do Nido extend. I'll get there when we are there. But I was talking about XP. So red level 3 is very nice. Pidgey level 3 is problematic because he always just hits you. Wait, your book's opening? Pause. Dude, that's so big. Okay. No, I didn't want to pause. Pidgey is problematic because he always hits you with Gust, which does 3 damage. And we want to be high HP. And it's like actually pretty bad range to free it. And there's where my attack comes in. Like 11 attack, for example, tackles Rattata, but tail whips Pidgey turn 1. 12 attack tackles Pidgey turn 1, as an example, so that's why I checked my stats. Pidgey. Level 2, that's very good. Guaranteed free hit. 2 hit if I get some crits. Crits in Gen 1 are not flat, they're based on your speed stat. It's like 10% with Squirtle. 15 HP is actually pretty bad. But it can be a lot worse. 15 HP isn't great. Double encounter, it's not good. Now this every encounter is like a 10-second time loss. On the last text box in the intro, I started IGT tricking, and I basically have to count the number of encounters, because encounter just like IGT, and I want to know on which frame I save on, basically. I mean, I can't know exactly, I can like know the range. But of course, it's a very good Nido split. 3 balls, we can't buy pots here. And now's the hard part. Those beeps were tracking IGT. It was beeping towards the target frame every second. For Minips, you save your hard reset, you follow a path, and it should be the same RNG. There are some things which deny that, but usually that's how it goes. I want to get a Nido, because Nido King is broken, but that is the easy part. You need to clear those text boxes in 4 frame windows. Oh yeah, that's like, true, that's interesting. We do a bit of a different movement, it doesn't matter. It's preference, there are like multiple movements you can do. Naming is interesting. I really want to get Path 2 extreme. I'm pushing for Path 2 hard because of it's a way better extent. Path 3 and 4 is also good. Path 1, 5, 6 are very bad. You want to get 2, 3, 4 and you really want to get 2. It's Path 2, so I'm happy. We extend to the new Nido Minnow is different movement to the Nido tile. Basically, it gets rid of the zigzag movement, which should be more consistent. we extend to a Pidgey. Same thing, 4 frame text boxes, clear. Oh, I always have to hold down either B or A, as you can see. Otherwise, IGT RNG could just randomly say no. And it keeps going. All 4 frame. This is completely new, this path wasn't around back then. The idea is, with IGT tracking, we can try and go for a better extent. Because the problem is we wanna get String Shot turn 1 on the next trainer. Also we get no encounter here. So String Shot turn 1 is good. But if you have more control over your IGT, you could go deeper than that. In theory, that is like the next improvement for the category would be a non-tuple extend, where you extend all the way until you exit forest. That means a 6 turn good fight into no encounter. Not necessarily 6 String Shot, just 6 good fights. A save state so I can check IGT once the run dies. I think it was frame 2, I checked it like next day. 4 frame window. This is a 60 FPS text box. So it's not a 4 frame window, but we have to... I want to hit frame 2 and frame 3 basically. Frame 1 is okay, it doesn't get String Shot turn 1. String 4 also. So I want to get 2 and 3. And they get String Shot turn 1 but not turn 2. Keep extending, clear perfectly. For fighting, you can buffer perfectly by holding A here into up A or down A. String shot hit means basically I hit it. String shot fail means I hit like at path 1 or something. And if I recall, yeah, you can see this frame is already too late and I haven't cleared, so I fail extend from this point on. Sage. I checked, I could have extended to 4 string shots here, which would be the standard path 2, frame 2. Which is of course very good, like the difference between 4 string shots and 1 string shot into a random fight is insane. Because he's 50% to use Poison Sting, which damages us for proc, which we don't want. Poison us, which we don't want. And it's slower than string shot, which we don't want. Tackle, horrible. Also wouldn't happen if I extended properly. So that's something. Also we don't want to crit, we don't want to low roll. A lot of things can happen on this fight. It's a very bad fight. Which, I mean, the Rydell fight was horrible, Weedle fight is also horrible. Especially a thing I was doing for World Record attempts is heavily YOLOing Brock. I was doing like late mud easily 95% of the time. I was not potting. I was just sending it every time, which means Weedle outcome is huge. You really want to get no fight. No, dude, I can leak. I have like just random collection of fights, and if I see a fight with these are the stats, and if I see a fight with stats I have, I extend. If I have a fight I've never seen, I don't extend, and if it's a fight I don't like, I just also don't extend. And this is like the classic frame 2, path 2 is extremely consistent. I was on 15 HP, which is kind of fucky, but would have been fine. It wouldn't have worked for turn 5 and turn 6, which would be the Giga Nuts. That is pretty rare. Not a lot of Squirtles can do that. There's some decision making here. I'm on horrible HP. 13 HP, right? 13 HP is horrible. Brock HP matters a lot. Right now I'm gonna do a fast swap on this tile. If you do the swap fast, it skips the jingle because of audio transition. And this is a big decision point. Do I early mud or late mud? Early mud gives us pots for Brock, which makes his fight a lot likely to win. And early mud doesn't lose a lot of time. Potting loses a lot of time, but just getting the pots isn't that bad. On this pace, what was the pace estimate? This is like 11:31 pace. And I decide to, it's 2 seconds above my YOLO threshold for 13 HP exactly. 12 HP I would, 12 and 15 HP, no, not 15, 12 HP I would not do this, because, what am I saying? No, 12 HP YOLO is better, sorry. 12 HP the YOLO is better, because On 12 HP, if you get hit by Geodude, you have red bar, and you level into 7 HP, which lives taken by Onyx. While 13 HP gets hit by Geodude, is not in red bar, so it's same win rate, just lower. So actually won a early mod on 13 a lot. This was still, in my opinion, too bad. I was just dead to tackle here, for example. If I did early mod, I would heal this. Also noting, I would basically only heal after tackle turn 1 on Geodude. I was doing a straight off never healing Onyx, except if you're 6 HP exactly. Because the Yol is giga fast, and I'm a gambler. Here's where the switch training is relevant. This is the next interesting spot. Bite. It's a 50% to kill me if I YOLO this, and I was thinking about this a lot. I YOLO this here. I think it's a mistake. The reason I did that was it was like 1 AM and I wanted to stop playing, but it went through, so that's lucky. It's a 10-second difference between stalling with tail up, but getting YOLO bite is very nice. It's like a 5-second flat time save over a normal fight, which like helps against missing tackle, getting a counter, so that bite helped. But it's most definitely not the optimal play. Right now, I'll have to go to the mart to buy my pots, and I will have to change my settings. I don't remember if the setting spot, I don't think that was around during PokeGuys run. We do setting 2 tiles in the mart. Because of audio transition, it's the fastest spot. 8 pots. Decent scroll. And road 3 can be annoying, but it also can be insane. You have to pray for a lot, you have to dodge a lot, but it like averages out where road 3 isn't that bad. It's pretty bad, but compared to other splits, it's manageable. We get string shot hit. Gen 1 gives you a badge boost, so after Brock I got a 12.5% attack boost, and due to a glitch, every time I get a stat adjustment, it reapplies 12.5%, which means this Caterpie dies to 200 attacks. Otherwise, it would be very difficult to hit this with 200 attacks, to kill this. So that is a good outcome. But Buckager 1 doesn't really matter. It can swing, but it's one of the least important fights in this route. We want to save on attacks, which is why I will tackle this. Because we will basically be at 0 horn attacks at the end of Moon, and we need a lot of horn attacks for Moon. We want to get a lot. It increases our win rate a lot for Moon Rocket, and it's a lot faster Moon Rockets. Caterpie's free. This is a new strat. We used to Leer horn attack tackle because it's not guaranteed to die after horn attack tackle. So you would horn attack, look at your range. If it's bad, you horn attack. I think it's a groggy strat to tackle this because it increases your chance for it to die, because the badge boost for horn attack has bigger impact than for tackle. And we decided that the range is now that good that we just want to take it every time. We really want to save horn attacks for Moon Rocket, so we ignore the potential missing the range, which is extremely rare. It happened in my life, I think 3 times or something. It is very rare, and if you miss, it's fine. You hit that horn attack still has a big impact to yourself. Short Guy is the big fight of the split. Can kill you, can lose you a lot of time, and it can be what turns. It can be insane for pace if you get red bar. Tail Whip turn 1 is good because I got a badge boost, so now I can tackle, save another horn attack. Quick attack tackle is good, it's red bar. At this point, however, it's like if I get wrapped, I have to pot, and I give the Ekans two turns to give me a 1 in 3 rep, 85% accuracy. As well, if I get like Poison Sting, Leer Poison Sting, it's not that good because I'm on low HP. Leer Fail is insane, ridiculously good. poison sting is great, just don't get wrapped. And now this is supreme, like, you want to be on 5 HP, you could die, but 4 HP is problematic, 3 HP is very bad, because you're like, the average damage you get on this fight is 4. You have to dodge crits, you have to dodge string shot into hit, something like that, but you're happy, you're very happy. 4 HP would be not that happy. This fight you'll wanna dodge string shots, I don't, but it gives me the badge boost to tackle this. If I get poison sting after one attack. I get double string shot, which is horrible, because now I'm slower than Kakuna, which means Kakuna hardens before me. There is one thing that can happen though, and that is you can crit, which ignores all hardens. 10%, that's a good crit. Still a free hit, right? Yeah, still free hit is. Still, it's a big bailout. Oh, but I didn't mention, Red Bar is good in this game. Because as you can see, it removes a lot of cries and just speeds up the game a lot. It's the main thing where strats are built around in this game. I'm slower than a Metabot because I'm on 3 string shots. 2 string shot would be a speed time. Right, 2 bailouts. This is a mistake. This HP can tackle. But I am on very high Haunted count, so I'm playing around the tackle miss, obviously. But it's a mistake. It's a tackle. Now the next fight is back to being free, except if you get string shot hit into string shot hit. Then it's annoying. And I can get tackle crit or tackle 1 in 39 high roll. Every damage range in this game has a 1 in 39 chance to do a max roll, which would be 4 in this case. But I live, and I am on red bar, so you either put in the next menu or after the next minute. I am in red bar, so I heal after the minute. There's some new road free strats actually. You can tackle in some spots where tackle doesn't kill, because the Furious Horn attack also doesn't kill. But tackle crit also kills, so it's strats where you try and increase your horn attack count by fishing for tackle crits. Not last map. Again an IGT trick. Without that IGT tracking it's pretty bad. This minute, 90%, right? Pretty annoying. With IGT tracking, should be 100%. It's easier than yellow, but there's a 4-frame window at the end, which makes it definitely harder. And it's the main thing. Usually a mistake should be at Paris, but you can just zone out and fail movement happens. That happened a lot to me. But yeah, very good road free. World record has a decent road free, and he did early mod, so that's just 22 seconds on my record. Is pretty crazy. 24 seconds, 25 seconds on a good target. Of course, ridiculous road free. Best pace since 1 hour ago. That's pretty funny. The run before that died to Moon Rocket, which is a very bad fight. And it's the next fight. Moon Rocket has a Retarder, which is a bad range 2-shot. Except if Retarder tail whips you, then it's basically guaranteed, quote unquote. The Retarder can damage you for a lot because of quick attack, crits, tackle, it just does damage. Zubat is horrible. Supersonic is horrible. Leech Life can be bad because it could heal himself out of getting killed. But I am giga rich in horn attacks, so Leech Life is not a problem. Problem is getting hit self by Supersonic. And horn attacks. Horn attacks are so huge. The difference between 5 horn attacks and 2 horn attacks is insane. And right now, like, it's a big value difference in terms of win rate and pace. Because I can just fish for like 80% Zubat 2-shot. If I get a tail whip, it's a 50% Zubat 2-shot. If I get 2 tail whips, it's guaranteed Zubat 2-shot. So it's just very good. But first, Paris man up. We man up a Paris right at the end with a 4-frame window to catch. Which can be nerve-wracking if you're on good pace. I keep leaking my shit, man. The reason you want red bar is because it makes the catch faster. This part right here skips the jingles, skips this jingle. Because that is, I think 6 seconds faster, or 4 seconds faster, I think, compared to menuing at a safe menu for Moon. Moon Rocket. Best turn 1 is Tail Whip. Tail Whip fail, still extremely good. Tail Whip hit would be probably better, because then I would 2-shot this, guaranteed. I don't, but it's still completely fine. I'm on pretty high HP, 24. And I can on-attack Zubat, I don't have to Leo Zubat. I wanna just heal Leech Life, because Supersonic's bad. Supersonic fails very good, 55% to hit, and I'm through. Sometimes Moon Rocket is just the freest buy ever, sometimes it's the biggest nail biter you've ever seen. There's some interesting decision making here. We wanna have a pretty big menu here, and I do an early menu. First, the menu. We rare Kenny, so we evolve. We Moonstone, so we evolve. And we teach Water Gun, so we have an answer to rock types, and we teach Mega Punch, so we can kill stuff, basically. The difference between early menu and late menu is encounter. If you have an encounter, the Nidoqueen makes a difference. Nidoran has a very short cry, Nidoking has a long cry. It's probably like a second difference. So you would say, just do a late menu then, why would you do an early menu? That is because of a strat called Moon XP. Moon XP is if you get an encounter, and if that is a Geodude or a Paras, you can kill it to get an advantage later on. Killing the encounter is like a 5-second time loss, and the advantage you get is, in my opinion, 100% better every time. One part of my strat is, no matter the pace, always take XP, doesn't matter. Because it's better top end, because of Bridge Red Bar. But that's why I did early menu, so I could kill XP if I got it. On a lot of paces I wouldn't do it. Mega Punch could, very good. Mega Punch can miss, and he can disable Mega Punch, which would be horrifying. Not that horrifying, because I still have 1 Horn Attack backup, so... Usually on 2 Horn Attack, on 0, which makes Mega Punch disable Gigabit. Crit is insane. Voltorb has a 30% chance to die. I think 30%. Including crits. Always including crits. Doesn't matter. Coughing is also free. You Mega Punches twice, except if you crit. Or if you have Horn Attack, then you Horn Attack turn 1. By the way, Matt, did you watch the run? Did you see Misty Nido female? These tiles cannot generate encounter. Yeah, it's gonna be fucking sick. As well, we go left because... Oh wait, look at this mistake. That's crazy. I've never seen it. We want to go left to reduce the amount of tiles that generate an encounter, but that is an insane mistake. I've never seen anyone do that. And now this, of course, 23-26 is very good. It's very good. 7th best pace. 7 months ago, because I took a 6-month break from Red. But 23-26 is extremely good. My target is very tight. Like, it's very tight. So far, I mean, 634 good noodle. Brock was kinda bad, but we're building a streak of only getting good splits. I wonder when it will stop. We get IT. If it's a glitch, who cares, but it makes the game fun. And in my opinion, it's not that bad on if you go for top level runs, because IT makes text instant, and IT gets removed when you get a yes or no question, or when you open Pokemon and item menu, I think. So that means basically from now on decision making is kinda gone. We will never pot because we can't. We will never swap. But the nice thing is, it makes RNG, it actually takes out a lot of variance, because missing turns is like half the punishment. So it's kinda nice. It's very bad for Surge Split, but good crit. Good Sand fail. Sand is annoying. It's possible that your sand attack, if you get one sand, you're gonna be fine, but you just don't want to get sanded. Damage is nice, you kinda want to get damaged. On this pace, I'm fine with no damage. I can poison sting this as the poison sting pixel. I want to quickly go over IT strats. Then I'm gonna skip back. So we can buff out these text boxes. You can see me holding B and A preemptively and not clearing them by mashing. You can like basically do this perfectly every time and buffer almost everything. And there's some spots where you do this, for example, at the end of this fight. I kill this, and instead of clearing this with BA, I clear this with BB. So I can open the next menu, the next fight with A. That is nicer, because you don't want a time fight menu, it's scary. Here do BA, because there's a level up. So now I can do A again. This is fine. Mega Punch, this is bad. Mega Punch count does matter, but as long as you don't get Giga Trolled, you always have enough Mega Punch. This is BB again. Bulbasaur like can go wrong in a lot of ways. He has Growl, he has Leech Seed, you don't want to miss. This is also okay. This would be BB, but because of crit, I can just do BAB. And the reason is, if we do everything perfectly, the last text box will be cleared with B. And we could do BA and just time at the end, but it's very nice to do the strat of always clearing these text boxes preemptively, because it's very consistent delay. It's enemy fainted A into the XP text box. So if you do BB, it's basically always the same delay, and you can consistently do like frame perfect. While if you try and time and fix your polarity at the end, there could be some mistakes happening because you're not used to the delay from certain text boxes. And I think that's a bit about IT. I don't want to talk about every IT text box, but basically in IT you want to know your polarity. You want to know the text boxes which happen. You want to be ready for Mega Punch miss into a quick B into A fight menu if you're slower. After like a quick attack, for example. There are some strats here. If you get like a string shot, you get a badge boost, so you could, for example, one attack the Weedle. And you have to like know your offensive ranges. Not your offensive, your defensive ranges. No, offensive, sorry. Basically, if you get Sand Attack twice, for example, here, you can Horn Attack the Pidgey. That is stuff it's just random in the notes, which you're gonna have to pull out once every 1k runs. Not even that. Double Sand Attack is pretty rare. You need to crit this, but on IT, even though I lost like a couple of turns, this is completely fine. Completely fine. Missing turns is like a 3-second difference on IT, it's laughable, it's nothing. Problem is if you get like Sand Chain, Growl Chain, then cringe. Also on Bridge you want to have Red by the end of Bridge, and that's a very new strat. Not very new, but it's a new strat which with a lot of impact. I am already on low HP, so I probably won't have to use it. And that is the legendary Poison Sting Mankey. Mankey is like 30% to die to Mega Punch, 16% to die to a Horn Attack, 0% to die to Poison Sting. And the idea behind Poison Sting Stall is giving him the turn to hit you into Red Bar, even at like middle HP, like 34 is I think the highest I do it. You would basically lock yourself in. You give yourself the chance, if you get K-Chop turn 1, which is the 1 in 3, to get Red Bar. And Mankey is one Poison Sting Staller. You have Zubat Poison Sting Staller. You have Machop Poison Sting Staller later on. I get Growl, so I have to Mega Punch this. I miss. Attack is also good. 16 HP is good for my win rate. And this is... I was thinking about this spot a lot. 16 HP. Do I Poison Sting or do I Horn Attack? I decided the run is good enough that I think Horn Attack gives me better win rate because I don't have to risk missing Mega Punch. I have to risk missing Mega Punch less, basically. I'm comfortable with doing a Zubat stall here. I get Stretch, which is very, very, very good. I get a low roll, so I have to Horn Attack. I can't Poison Sting. If I got Leer here, that would be fine. I would just Mega Punch into Poison Sting stall and Zubat until he hits me. Which is scary, because he's 1 in 3 to use Supersonic. Which is bad, you just want him to hit you. But the reason why I kind of Poison Sting stall at Machop I don't like on 16 HP is because K-Chop puts you at low HP, 2 HP, 3 HP. It's bad. Your win rate drops very low. And I thought it... I'm still not sure about it. I could go either way. But in that one I decided I think I take Horn Attack. And I mean, you get the same outcome. Also an outcome that if you Horn Attack turn 1, you guarantee to 2-shot. If you Poison Sting, you can low roll into getting a Mega Punch miss or Horn Attack with low roll. So that's also a big difference. We swap Water Gun to the top because we're gonna teach Fresh over Water Gun. It's a new strat, right? The Grogy strat. Was it Grogy? I feel like it was Grogy. Mankey was also Grogy, I think. But this strat is me. But it's evolved from a Grogy strat, so basically we Mega Punches. And Nido Female 13 HP is interesting because we're gonna lose Red Bar if we own 13 HP. So Horn Attack doesn't kill, Mega Punch doesn't kill, Water Gun definitely doesn't kill. Horn Attack crit kills, so the standard is to Horn Attack this. But there was a strat where if you are on turn 2, 13 HP, Poison Sting Stall is the standard strat, which was new by Grogy. But I was thinking that turn 1, Water Gun 13 HP might be good. Because you just don't want to crit this. You don't want to crit into Stall on Machop. You just kind of cringe. The problem is you can stall here and you can miss on Machop. That is a problem. But the problem is also you can just not miss on Machop. You can just get the standard K-Chop into like Quick Attack on Pidgey. So I think it's in win rate about equal. But I think it's just very consistent and very good. And most of the time it doesn't make a difference, right? The reason I want a Water Gun here is if he growls me, I want a Poison Sting stall or Water Gun stall. Which is 1 in 4. And if he does anything else, I just kill it. So most of the time it doesn't make a difference, but it's a funny strat, which I think is pretty good. Machop would also have a Poison Sting stall, which in the past would probably be a Horn Attack if you're 16 to 20 HP. You wanna stall to get hit in Red Bar. Nah, no way. You think this run gets punished by anything? Except, I mean, there's one punish. Mega Punch hit, very good, get the range, also important, but hitting is the important part. It's a pretty good range. Next trainer can be weird. Odysseus, which you have to Mega Punch. Pidgey, which you want to take, but Pidgey can Quick Attack. So you might have to use this on this HP and chill. But I'm on low MP count, so I've decided I Mega Punch these Odysseus until I have one Mega Punch left. I don't go for two, which could be a mistake on this base, but it's a simplification I made. Nice audio. I'm on one Mega Punch, which is kind of not enough, but we'll get there. We need one Mega Punch 100% for 4 TDG, 4-turn Fresh Girl, and we need one Mega Punch sometimes on Boat Rival, but we can play around that. Now I'm on Healing Decision. 18 is, I mean, I just have to double heal, but if you're on weird HPs, this can be an interesting spot. Also, you can do a level 24 Misty, which is like a 12-second time save. And I've done it a lot. Twice on the grind after the break. I actually like it, but it involves healing to full and doing Misty early. But now I'm on high HP, which is nice for the space. I want to be on high HP because there's a lot of damage which I have no control over. I can get Machop, Karate Crit, Goldeen, Self-Hit, Goldeen, Peck, Misty, Bubble Beam. And this buffer basically means if I get the high end, I'm fine. If I get the low end, it can be cringe, but it's just a good edge, it's fine. We get IT again because we had the menu, or not the menu, the A press on learning fresh disabled IT. And the Dig Rocket is it's a surprisingly bad fight because you just fresh and most of the time you just kill and it's fine. Problem is, Machop can change your HP by a lot, and if you're on like 50 HP and you miss fresh, you're kind of fucked. And fresh is a bad range. And if you miss the range on Drowsy, which happens, even though it's like a 90% plus range, you're basically very likely destroyed. Cage of Grid completely fine, because I was on high HP. Get the range, which is nice. If you do the IT good, you skip the jingle for getting dig. So if you fucked up, you get a jingle, which is pretty big Thanos. And Goldeen is a problem. Because now, on bridge, IT is very nice. It's rare that you want to even pot on bridge TBH. Now IT is not nice, because you will not pot. If you get supersonic hit here, you have to pray that it's fine. Which is bad. You just don't have decision making. You get tail whip, which is nice. Best move. Peck is damage, supersonic is cringe. And Misty is bad. Misty is bad because X defend is bad. Water gun is good, and Bubble Beam is horrible. I just really want to see Water gun. Water gun gives me very good win rate for Boat Rival, which is low-key worst fight in the game. Bubble Beam is cringe. I get Bubble Beam. Bubble Beam is horrible because I'm dead to a crit or a speed fall. Except sometimes I'm not, but I'm basically 50% of the time dead here. And I live, which is nice, but I'm still now very likely to die to Boat Rival. It's extremely fast because it's red bar, but on this pace, I mean, I just want to get past Boat Rival. And now, basically this run can go 3 different ways. I get very lucky and get through Boat Rival without healing, and without swapping, and without dying. And this run is really insane. I can very likely I will have to heal turn 1. I mean, not very likely. I will decently have to pot turn 1, which loses time because I pot. I lose instant attacks. I lose red bar. I give the bird a turn to sand attack, which is horrible. Also, if I get sand attack hit, I will very likely have to swap here. Swap here because the pace is just too good. Sand attack is actually fine. Like I'm fine with sand attack. because it's slow, because I lose IT and I have to swap. But my HP is good, so I'm fine. And the most likely way this run goes is I'm dead. I mean, you're just dead. 16 HP is interesting. I'm not in full red now. I will level out on the next spot. First of all, encounter. Don't want to get an encounter. Didn't get an encounter, which is good. And the Pidgeys are 1 in 3 to use quick attack. I just want to gain 0 TBH, but 1 would be optimal because I would keep Red Bar for the next level up. But I really don't want to see quick attack. That is bad. But it's fine. I just have to dodge the next quick attacks, and it still could work out. Okay, at this point, run is actually already dead on my screen. I dodged ahead, which is nice, which means I probably won't die to Eradicate. But now it's a prayer. Like this run is gonna Boat Rival is gonna be. I mean, it was by far the run of the fight of this run. It's the way Boat Rival can go was just insane. Boat Rival, no quick attack is nice. Boat Rival has a Pidgeotto which doesn't die to on attack except if you crit. It has 1 in 3 to use quick attack, which is damage. It has Gust, which is damage, and has Sand attack. So that's 3 things we don't want to see. Sand attack fail would be insane. Horn attack crit would be insane. After the Pidgeot, we have Eradicate, which we have to Mega Punch. And it can quick attack. So Mega Punch miss would be likely dead because it has Hyper Fang. After Eradicate, there's a Ivysaur, which doesn't die to one shot, and can kill us with Vine Whip if we're on low HP or Whip crit. So this run is by far my worst fight in this game. Overall, which is pretty insane. It's a run killer, it's a pace killer, but sometimes it's a pace blesser. And in my life, I've never gotten a perfect Pidgeotto on low red bar, which is no quick attack, on attack crit. Immediately, this run is insane. By the way, this is a new strat. I'm on 1 Mega Punch, and I'm pretty sure Gruge did the math, but it's higher win rate if I thrash this. If I thrash this and Mega Punch 40 DG instead of Mega Punching here and thrashing 40 DG. It's pretty close, but it's noticeable difference. So I thrash. Okay, it's old. Why have I never heard about it then? Except when like Crew Gamer told me. Anyways, I still have to do quick attack, because if I get quick attack, I'm dead to Ivysaur Whip, which is 40%. It's also... So there's HP is interesting here. There are some pierce stall strats which are new in this fight, but of course I don't pierce stall because I'm on low HP. But Ivysaur is a problem, because I'm still dead to Whip crit, but I can also just crit and it's free. I don't crit, Leech Seed, I'm free. So now is at this point where immediately, suddenly out of nowhere, like I'm like actually shaking. It was pretty bad. Because the run immediately just jumped to levels never before seen. It's insane. Because it's a very good Misty, but it was still like plus 30 seconds to Yuji's best Misty. Even though Yuji's best Misty is absurd on a level which it's also hard to replicate. I think it's 27 seconds or something. I think I'll see it in the future. But now, Surge is still a problem because I can miss the range on the Voltop into Sonic Boom, but it's pretty safe. And it's pretty safe because the Gentleman is not a strat. It's not a strat, no. The thing is, so Surge has 3 months and Raichu doesn't die to Thresh except if you crit, so it's another 4-turn Thresh situation. And on this pace, I obviously don't YOLO Surge, so I 100% swap, which is like a 13-second time loss. And by the way, right now this pace is 43.03. So if I crit, it would be a 42 Surge. And if I swap on Surge, it would still be the best Surge ever. This menu, I don't know man, just sell and buy, it's not that deep. Cut menu has an interesting alt scroll, which has a lot of value. And cans went up, that is somewhat new. We do 50, usually most of like 58 out of 60 cans, where it's 58 out of 60% chance to work. Now we do 47 out of 60, because we IGT track, so it's 100%. And it's just faster. Now in this spot, I will actually, you will see I will go very precise on the A press. Usually I wouldn't do that, but at this point, I wasn't 100% sure about my cans calibration. So I was a bit sweating here. And I was thinking about doing 58 cans, but I was thinking 57 should be good enough calibration, so I still went for 57. Usually you wouldn't go that precise, because it's a 50 frame plus window, it's fine if you're not precise. I don't get IGT'd. And so now I really want to get the range on Voltop. I don't know range, 80% I think. If you miss the range, you're still likely to live, but it's very annoying for pace. Win rate, it's bad. Quick attack by Pikachu would be pretty nice for my fly HP. I don't get it, I get X speed. Of course, completely fine. And now the big reason, big thing, do I swap or not? I don't. So that is how you do 3305. It's not. I think it's like maybe the third or I don't know. I think it's probably top 5 search segments. Not sure where it ranks in just segment alone. But of course it's very good. Fly is very execution heavy. Also changed a bit. The HP strats, which are generally done now, are a bit different. And it will be different in my case. I don't think. Or did you do 16 back in the day? Not sure what Venonet HP was. But now we just want to be in red bar. Due to the strats I do, this is basically the highest HP I will ever be at, because I will PS stall on Bolt Driver until I get red bar. So I'm in this spot. I'm basically always in red bar, or I stall on Venonet. Basically never stalling on anything else. Venonet stall. It's annoying because it's 50% to work. Less than that because you can crit. It's 40% to work. And on this pace, we'll get there. I won't spoil. A bit different. I talked about in yellow, but here it's somewhat of a. I went live after search, so right now I'm live. Here you want to hold up, and before you press A, you want to let go of the up. Let me see. Can you see it? Okay, perfect, nice. And that's because you want to hold up immediately again into Paris. If you hold up while pressing A, the input just doesn't go through. The game just thinks you never let go of up, basically. It doesn't work. This you have to hit Mega Punch. If you miss, I'm gonna have to get a 4-turn Fresh. But this fight is basically free, TBH. Compared to how bad it is in yellow, this is pretty chill. I hit, so I'm through. I didn't Gen 1 miss, by the way. I think it's a no Gen 1 miss run. Every Gen 1 misses, every fight, every move has a 1 in 256 chance to miss. Pretty sure I don't Gen 1 miss this run, I'm very sure. I mean, now I would know. So now is the big fight Venonat. I'm gonna stall this one Bubble Beam, otherwise we would Bubble Beam into Fresh. Because it's 50% to use Disable, 50% to use Tackle. Tackle would give me full red bar and would be really, really good. It would be pristine. And I've been lucky for basically since Brock. It has been of course insane. This is a pretty big swing. Do I get it or not? I don't, because I crit, which is better than the Disable. So now, this is the first point of bad RNG in a long time, and it will be for the next long time, by the way. Because now, usually on most paces, I would stall on Oddish, but, I mean, it felt silly to stall on Oddish here, so I thought, fuck it, who cares? And I decided immediately at this point, I will not stall anymore. Because, I mean, Oddish stall is pretty bad, but it's pretty good. I like it. But there has to be a limit. You can't do it every time. I mean, now it's free. The next spot is Oddish. Rock Time movement is pretty tricky. Because of lag difference, and it's blind. So it's a bit awkward. And because, like, most of the time, running, you will not be on the bike, so it's also a bit, sometimes I have to get used to it. Okay, Oddish is a bad fight. Bad range to one-shot Oddish. Oddish can Sleep Powder, which probably kills me. Stun Spell, which is slow, probably kills me, but it's fine. Absorb, which would be absurd. Poison Powder would be nice. Getting the range is also very good, so I got the range. Bulbous was the same, extremely good range. A couple days ago. So now I will level out on the next fight, which sucks, but there are a lot of spots where I can just get random damage in the future, and it's fine. I mean, you can't be complaining with 4305 that you leveled out. Like, the fuck. Oh, this strat is old. Repel strat. We repel on a certain tile. So repel runs out at the end of Rock Tunnel. It saves like a third of a second because of the lag difference. So we're preying on the next fight. First of all, the next movement is by far the hardest movement in Rock Tunnel. You're off hitting an NPC by one tile quite often. It's pretty tricky. This is the normal spot. If a mistake happens, that's usually here. And if you make a mistake, you probably run out of repel steps, which is also bad. So it's a pretty high stake spot. Now it's basically through. Not looking at chat. Okay, we really want a paid decoy attack here. It's pretty insane to get it. Good pay, it's just nice. It's okay if I don't, I can just fresh scroll it, it's fine, but paid decoy attack is just... It would be befitting of this run. Okay, I get paid decoy attack, that's pretty good. So now I'm big chilling. I will have the red bar for next level up, which is exactly how long you want it. Actually, you don't even need for the level up, right? It's fine if you level out, it's completely fine. But you really just want red bar, which is good. And it's not a big win rate difference, so it's fine. I don't remember. I did a shopping mistake, but I don't want to say. So my previous best fly was a 4330, and my previous best fly was a 5400. I got a free 5400, and I won a 2 and a 3. I'm pretty sure. So this should be BP by quite a lot. Underground elixir. You want to count the steps or do an audio cue. You want to clear this from the top. It saves a turn frame in the next room. And shopping is pretty difficult. And it's arguably right now I'm gonna do. I mean, this is definitely the biggest mistake. So there are 2 strats you can do. You can skip candy. You can take candy. Talking about late game mansion candy for Agatha. And you 100% have to take candy on this pace. I mean, it's absurd. But I thought it was smart, and when I started the world record grind, so I don't have to memorize or practice a lot of menus, I just said to myself, I'll just always skip. I won't get like a stupid flies pace, I just won't. I didn't, so now I'm locked into candy skip. I might have been able to just wing it, but I don't know. I wouldn't want to do a strat I haven't practiced in a year. Even though it's not that big of a deal, you can wing it. Here this is important. You want to do a same frame input. Clear with B. After clearing with B, immediately hold A and down on the same frame. I don't. You actually have a window. Interesting. So the cursor is on freshwater, but it takes soda pop. Saves a couple of frames. Yeah, I mean apparently it's not. I didn't do it frame perfect. Frame erect. Rock slide, bad move. 90% accuracy. We need it exactly 4 times for Ghastly. If we miss, we're in trouble. Now's the biggest execution mistakes so far. Except missing quintuple. I failed a scroll, so I have to go back to a spec. So now I want early drill. I will teach horn drill early, because I want to get hit on Flute Rival. I'm not in full red bar. So I want to get hit, so I will use that to... By the way, if I fucked up fast elevator. I'll use that by stalling with X accuracy. It's just a very elegant way of doing it. There's some downsides in the future because of early drill, but it's okay. I don't fuck up. I thought I fucked up the sideways cut. Sideways cut is pretty hard because you have to hold up, let go, press A, hold up, let go, press A, hold up. Alright, pretty good fly splits, considering I didn't have red bar. Fly menu is pretty free if you don't YOLO scroll, and it's pretty... Execution isn't that hard. If you YOLO scroll, it can be extremely dangerous actually, because it's a long scroll. Looked good enough. So yeah, if it wasn't a 25, it was like a 23, 53, 23. Pretty fucking good. I don't know, is this new? 2 years ago, were you doing exec Growlithe ever? I don't know, it looks like it sounds like a Grogu strat. Basically, I'm not gonna exec immediately because I am still in red bar. I'm gonna exec on a Growlithe because it's a higher chance to get hit, basically. And it's a bit better than Raids, maybe. But it's definitely a higher chance to get hit. Because Growlithe is 2 and 3 to hit me, Bird is 50%. Okay. That's a cool strat. Every strat equals Grogu strat. It's probably because just Grogu told me about this shit, because I wasn't doing it. Oh, Grogu told King, and King told me. So this is very good. Fight can troll you, but on early drill it's pretty hard to get trolled, it's pretty hard. On late drill, sometimes you just die, because you get quick attack crit into Vine Whip, quick attack into Whip crit. It happens. So now I have to get past 4 Gaslies. Okay, now this is a Grogu strat. I'm taking a specific path because I wanna maximize how many steps are used up in repelling, and that means I wanna exit stairs in the same angle I enter. So I go down, I wanna go down. And reason being, if you turn frame it wastes a repel. But if you turn frame on some tiles, it doesn't waste a repel. So right now, if I do the correct path, repel wear out on a better tile. We really don't want to miss Rock Slide, because I'm dead to Nightshade. I'm probably dead to Confusory. And I might get Parabolic. I hit. And now I'm at heal pad, so I'm now basically guaranteed to do Sylph Bar, which is a huge relief, because you want to at least die to Sylph Bar, which is well, I guess we'll talk about Sylph Bar when we get there. But right now it's just I talk about Sylph Bar early because there's now it's not interesting. So Sylph Bar's bad. It's like you're like 40% to live, and out of those 40% that you live, a lot of those are a bad live where you get trolled and lose time. So it's bad. Top end is like 45-second time save. And Sylph Bar is probably the spot where strats made a big difference, and there were just a lot of strats. I don't know exactly what the state was 2 years ago, but there was like sims were doing being done on every HP, comparing every HP, what setup you can do, comparing the red bar percentage from every HP if you stall there, timing things. There was a lot of stuff done, but the real strat has never changed. You just have to get lucky in Sylph Bar. All the strats we came up with are basically backups for when you not get lucky, which isn't great, but it makes it a bit more consistent. Also, Matt, I still think swapping here is way better than on Sylph Rival. I think it's mandatory. Also, the menus, like a lot of menus changed because they were optimized. Fly changed a lot. Not early drill, but late drill fly changed. Early drill didn't change basically anything. Early drill is still the same, I think. I don't think there's a single early drill difference. But late drill changed a lot. Candy changed a lot. Thank you, Zeke. We just fun about these guys. Not a lot can go wrong. Okay, the Matt strats, yeah. Matt did a lot with the menu stuff. A lot of menus were optimized. To this day, it was like just a recent menu optimization. No. I don't think there's, I mean, quintuple is significant since the last world record. Otherwise that's it. IDT tracking is significant. Every other strat we came up with is probably on average maximum is like 2-second time saves. Maximum. That's pushing it. Smoke miss into a good horn drill, that's nice. But generally the strats, the meta for finding strats basically turned into menu optimization or backup strats to get consistently better good RNG. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the stall strats, but stalling is also just best you don't want to stall, you just want to be in good HP, like I was, right? Stalling is always just backup for if you're getting lackluster RNG. And that was basically the strats, also the Sylph strat. All the Sylph strats we came up with are not for top end, it's all just, if you get fucked, you can do something funny basically. You can X special Growlithe into Pot into Zam, stuff like that. Which on good runs you're just not gonna be in the spot. If I get this range, this would be a sub 101. Sub 101. Sub 101 flute is... it's kinda surreal. My previous best flute was 101.30. Oh no, I got 101.20 like a couple days ago, which was also insane. But fucking 101.20, holy shit. But sub 101, I think it's possible to beat this run, like, but sub 101, I don't know, man. I think it's significantly less likely than beating world record again. I don't have a flute gold with perfect energy, with a fresh crit, get all renders, but that's tough to get. Okay, I mean Sylph, yeah, Sylph is interesting. Okay, I will have a pretty straightforward Sylph, so I'll mention some interesting strats. There was just a lot of math done behind Alaka Zam setup versus Gyarados setup. There was a lot of math done behind optimal Rhyhorn's stall, and Rhyhorn stall after 1 tail whip, 2 tail whip. There was some math done behind Growlithe stall, the big one being, unless you min-roll Gyarados into, dude, this audio. Unless you get the highest possible HP, you want to X special on Growlithe, because if he leers, you can Bubble Beam and pot on Alakazam, which is extremely funny strat. And the problem is it's good because there's just no, I mean, you could YOLO Ember, but that's just worse. You're just in a fucked spot, and it's a funny strat where you can maybe get out of it. It's still extremely slow, but better than nothing. You don't want to get glared, you don't want to get bite. Really, you just want to get no damage. Or poisoning, which is fine. Alia's best move. Perfect one, real nice. Still got it. Wait, it didn't fail. Did it? I don't think it failed. So Sylph, I mean my target is a 1328. 1328 is a good Sylph, but Sylph just swings a lot. Best Koga ever was like a 1311. 1309 is possible, like it's definitely possible. It's stretching it, but it's possible. And right now I'm on full HP. There's an interesting discussion between, do you go for perfect setup if you get 0 damage, or do you X speed? I've decided to always do perfect setup. I think there is a world where X speed makes sense. But I've decided to never go for it. Warrant, very good. Sand, very good. Sand fail, very good. No great attack, so that is of course insane. There are a lot of very good fights. That is one of those. I have to still get a high roll. Low roll could be bad. Crit would be bad. Miss would be bad. Hit 15. Now imagine getting a sub 101 flute into this Sylph setup. I mean, what the f... That's crazy. That is crazy. I am not full HP, I have full ripper. I will still have to get lucky. Or I will have to stall on Rhyhorn. I'm also still there to just Cubone. Now, I'm a big hater of Ryan Stall, especially if you level out on Hypno. I mean, I 100% wouldn't do it with this boss if I was 21 HP, 22, 23. I would never Ryan Stall in a million years. But 25, you just have to Ryan Stall if I get 0 damage. Good elixir. I used to be so bad at that, but now it's been kind of free, which is nice. But I was so horrible at that. I remember yellow has a lot of those alt scrolls. Made me a bit better. I live. You can do this ball beams a lot faster, but they would be pretty risky. Going for some frame perfect inputs. You'll just have to wait and see. And I think I'm gonna unmute myself now, so I'm gonna mute the video soon. I remember my mic, like, this wasn't plugged in, and I was stressing out right now, because Gambate, the LMA emulator, if you fucked it with the mic, I mean, it can fucking destroy the ROM, another ROM, but it can just crash. But I was pretty sure it's only about like the USB, right? If I unplug and replug this, it should be fine. But I was still sweating that my fucking emulator would just die on me if I do that. But it's fine, it was fine. I got Fury Take, which is by the way good, because I don't have to stall on Ryan, and I don't die, which is nice. I also live Headbutt by Hypno, so this is pristine. Okay, I think it works. And now I mute myself. But yeah, this is of course insane. Fury Take, yeah, Horn Attack would be better, but hey, what are you gonna do? So this is around 5 seconds slower than best possible. And best possible is pretty hard to get because I got it on practice room and like once in a rerun. Elevator next, the classic. I miss it. I think it's a 2-second time loss. It's pretty bad. I can look at like the transition, but it's around 1 second. Okay, that's fine, I guess. But yeah, it's pretty dumb. But yeah, it's a mistake. Happens. Happens not a lot in runs, but happens a lot in world records. But I guess it makes sense. It's pretty easy to do in practice. Snorlax, there's a strat, a new strat, where you, if you are on late drill, you do a different swap on Sylph Rival, which changes the Snorlax and EQ menu, and reason being you want the pots to be in a better slot for Sylph and for late game. But in early drill you can't do that, so it's the same strat. 8F is pretty difficult. I don't know, 8F should be possible to do this mistake, I've never seen it. Pick up Ray Candy. You can just do a visual cue with the grass, and you have to pick up the PP up. You do a visual cue by counting the flowers, so it's 3 flower beds after the trainer. No, EQ menu is EQ menu is like the single menu which changed the most like the last 2 years. It changed. Nah, I only alt scroll yellow, I don't alt scroll red. I think it's a fake strat in red, but I think it's a very good strat in yellow. So EQ menu changed a lot, like it changed a lot. And I will fuck up EQ menu, and I'll blame it too. It changed a lot, and I was nervous. This is a side cut again. Do I fail it? I fail it. That's like plus 1 second. It's pretty bad. But the next mistake will be funny. The next mistake will be a funny one. But yeah, it was a pretty good execution up to like fly, but I mean now I'm just chilling, just hoping to live. So you earthquake and wreck candy, now you want a bike, but there's a there's still a EQ menu variation where you don't bike after teaching EQ. So I just did that muscle memory of clearing the item menu immediately. And that would be if you do late drill with the old potion slot, you would EQ on the next super repel menu and close the menu immediately. Also, I have to do a specific movements to maximize the steps I have with repel, so it runs out after this patch. And now I have to risk 2 tiles of encounter. The other tiles cannot generate an encounter. That is a big downside of early drill. Late drill doesn't have to do it. Late drill can get 10 super balls. I think I fuck up gold teeth. Yellow fucked up gold teeth, yeah. Yellow fucked up gold teeth. Gold teeth is free, but if you're not in practice, if you're nervous, easy to fail. There's a double up menu, pretty have to be locked in. Next fight is free, just don't gen 1 this 4 times. The fight after that is the final silver gatekeeper. And it's the worst fight, 23% to kill you. Gyarados is 16%, Cubone 20%. But this one is the big one. And if you're on low HP, dead to headbutt, I mean, you're fucking 40% dead. It's just hopeless. And you don't have a lot of, like, you can control if you get horn attacked or not, right? Which is why I'm a big hater about on Rhyhorn stall 21 to 23 HP, because it turns a 23% to a 40% death rate. You have Rhyhorn crit odds. You have Rhyhorn odds of getting trolled, because he's only 50% to hit you turn 1. He can tail whip you, which means you have to maybe pot, stall again, he can stall twice, he can do it 3 times. I think it's a strat which you really have to do for bad paces or mid paces. And even mid paces are so fine to just skip, it's fine. The reason you want to not skip is because it is a 8-second time save if you stall. If you're stalling, you get perfect RNG, and that can matter because after this fight, the next decision is YOLO lie. So I have to basically decide: does if I stall, does it decrease my chance of getting YOLO lie or not? You really want to crit this, or you just don't want to get confusion? I don't. This is just an insane silver. Like, this is a really good, perfect setup. Free turn Fury attack, 0 extra stall, don't crit Hypno. And now the last thing is, do I get X attacks or not? Because Koga's is 3 and 8 to press X attack every turn, twice max. And I currently have 1 extra X special, so I am mentally ready if I will Elixir, so he kills me with self-destruct. If it's X attack, I will immediately go to X special. If I press X speed instead of X special, run will be kind of fucked. So I have to be careful. And if he X attacks again, I would Poke Flute stall. But sometimes you just get self-destruct on 1. It's not that big of a time loss if he doesn't, but of course you wanna see self-destruct. And I still have to say, this is still absurd, except Fly, and even Fly was still okay RNG. It was a big bailout getting quick attack. This is still insane splits back to back since Brock, since post Brock. That's kinda crazy. Bridge maybe not insane, but Bridge is still okay into Ripper, which is, I mean, that's what you want. You don't want Bridge insane, it doesn't really exist unless it's ridiculous. minus 48 on target is completely absurd. My target is a very good late game. A very good late game with no YOLOs. That's a stupid mistake. But yeah. I remember in this spot I was thinking, what do I do on Champ? Because Champ is at best your 72% to live. But if I full restore, it's 95%. It is like a 25-second flat time loss. And I mean, I was sure I was gonna full restore. But actually, in hindsight, I changed my mind. I think if I thought about a certain strat, I would have done that. And that would be no full restore, exact turn 1. And if I get the 50-50 of whirlwind mirror move, I'm chilling. If I get the 50-50 wing attack sky attack, I full restore turn 2. That would turn from a 95% to roughly 91% win rate, but it gives myself just 50% chance to, of course, get the, something an unspeakable run. But when we get to champ, when we get there, but right now it's just pretty chill. Just menuing, there are no encounters here. I fucked up Eric execution. Does post Koga, you can really try hard execution, and Erika, I failed this. Like my best Erika practice is like a 509, I think a low 509, but that requires YOLOing some execution, which I don't do here because it's not good to YOLO every execution. But I failed the text. I just failed one menu, which is like probably 0.8 or something flat. So I will definitely lose time on target here, even on a 0 crit, I think. Otherwise, you have to hit 2 blizzards. If you miss, it's fine. It's low, but it's fine. You probably don't die. And you don't want to crit. Every crit is around a 0.3 time loss. But after the mistake, Erika was good execution. But there were a lot of like post-fly, there were a lot of silly mistakes. Well, I guess it's tough to play good on that base. I'm bad when it comes to not doing silly mistakes on good runs. I mean, yellow was pretty okay, but also wasn't great. On this trainer, you have to be ready. If you get Blizzard Miss into Hypnosis hit, you have to immediately Poker Flute. It's pretty fast because you're on red bar, and if you're on red bar, Poker Flute doesn't play the sound, it just immediately snaps you out of sleep. So it's maybe, I don't know, 5-second time loss. It's pretty fast. The biggest, like, the problem is you have to scroll down to Poker Flute, but otherwise it's pretty fast. Crit, that's mad. Also at the start of the Erika's build, there's an NPC which could troll you and lose you half a second. So there's invariance. Ignoring Blizzard Miss, this run is says like around 1.7 seconds of variance in RNG. No, I don't think so. I mean, it makes sense to do silly mistakes if it's out of safety, but if it's silly mistakes out of silliness, then it's just silly. That was pretty bad, Erika. I think this was like a second to target, which makes sense. Yeah, it's like it makes a lot of sense to lose a second. My target assumes like NPC troll, no crits, good execution basically. Blaine is the next execution split. It's a lot of text boxes. And the plane fight is tricky because of buffering. There's some like same frame shenanigans you can go for. Um, the standard plane you're looking for is a 255. If you crit Earthquake, okay, so first of all you X accuracy turn 1. But you don't taunt with Growlithe because Growlithe will use agility and will outspeed you, so you have to Earthquake. So Earthquake can crit, that would be bad. If you get Earthquake crit, it's gonna be tough to get a 255, but still possible. The Plane can also do something silly and Super Pot turn 1, even though it's full HP. I actually don't know the odds, but it's like a 5-second time save, it's pretty good. You can also Super Pot turn 2, which is a save like a second, I think. But yeah, I mean, Super Pot turn 1 is the Giga Nuts. And I fail a text box, so this is gonna be 256. I guess I can talk about text boxes. Text boxes you can mash or time. These text boxes are 4-frame windows, so you have to like mash it like 20, around 20 times per second consistently. It's possible. I know if I try it, I'm at 20, but the big reason I time is I don't want to mash when I do an 8-hour grind, basically. I just want to chill, and timing is good strat to chill. And there's some like 60 FPS text boxes where, I mean, you have to mash 30 times a second to be perfect. And it's super pot, so that is very funny. It's it's an insane FT already. It's a good Koga. Super pot lane. The next RNG is getting the range on Giovanni, getting the range on Viridian Rival, and then the next bot is like Bruno. But it wasn't good execution, so it's not a gold. And my gold also isn't that good, it can be a better gold. Sabrina as well, execution split. 141 is possible. This will be my last chance to get the 141, I don't know, man. But the goal is like a 142 2x, 142 1x. Every crit loses like 0.3. And otherwise this is just free, because unless you gen 1 miss, then you're dead. And then Giovanni will not be I mean, it will be the first round, we'll have some variable RNG again. I guess Blaine and Erika are variable RNG, but for Giovanni you can't assume. Do you get the range or not? For Blaine and Erika, you can assume. No crits, I think. Yeah, right. Yeah. No crit was okay execution. Should be gold, but I don't think by a lot. Like a 2x. I think it was a 2x. I think they missed our mine because he can reflect. I mean, the next spot, yeah, black belt is the next spot. Black belt is after a long stretch of safety since Hypno. Black belt is 60% to just flat kill us by doing K-chop crit or low kick crit. But K-chop is like I think 70% to crit, low kick I don't know, 15% or something, that's low. Otherwise he can X-attack, he can focus energy. And if I'm past black belt, I'm safe until basically lands, but also Agatha. But basically lands. Agatha's pretty tough to die. It's not that tough. It's not that tough. It's pretty possible. I think this was okay, Giovanni execution. I think X-attack was slow, yeah. But that is good. Giovanni the fight itself is just free, you just earthquake everything, except at the end you blizzard. And you wanna get the Ryan range. If you miss it, you can't die, but it loses like 4 seconds if you miss the range. If you miss blizzard, also loses like 4 to 5 seconds. You want an elixir on this tile because of turn frame reasons, and it's an indoor menu which is fast. So now 142 is theoretically possible from here. If I get the range and crit Golbat, I believe. It's definitely possible. It's extremely close though, but that would be assume I would not do any safety plays. Also, I don't think I crit anything here, which is good, because crits just lose 0.3. So I think this would be a good gold if I get the range. Decent execution, X attack. I don't know, should be. I don't think 325.31 is that good. But I miss it. At least I don't miss blizzards. So I'm on 3 blizzards, which is fine. Yeah, it would have been like a 324, I think. Auto split I didn't split. Just happens sometimes. It's gonna happen twice again. But at this point, it doesn't really matter. There's like no decision making from me on pace right now. If I was close on target and I had to think about do I Yodelai or not, what do I do? I would be a bit annoyed, but doesn't matter. Raid and Royal also completely free. You just exact X speed, kill. But again, there's a blizzard range. This one is better. I think it's like 60% or something. If you miss, not a big deal. Loses again, 4 seconds or something. Pretty low. And this time you at least can't move and miss blizzard itself. The 90% accuracy. It's gonna be some tricky execution with buffering the down and now up. That did it pretty slow, but better slow than to press horn drill here. That would be bad. Once again, want to thunderbolt this. So you have 1 blizzard for Golbat. It's fine if you're on 0, you can just early elixir, but you run into some trouble if you like miss 3 out of 3 blizzards out of how many you have? You have to use it 4 times. Okay, so okay, yeah, you can't. So well, you can't miss once, you can't miss twice, which happens. So you don't want to be on 0 here. But otherwise, it's just free. You want to get low crits. I think I got 2 crits, and with range, that's pretty bad. But now it's again purely execution until Bruno, because Lorelei is completely free. Guess Lorelei can just you can abuse the AI. Lorelei has like Ball Beam, Aurora Beam, Rest. It's super nerd AI, which means turn 2 she will lose like a status move or something. So if you get to turn 2 she will rest, and we can keep red bar. And we do that by sacrificing the Pidgey. You can YOLO Lie, which takes 18 seconds, which means you play for the 50-50 rest. And it's something you on average have to do a lot for a 143. A lot. It's I think your math is probably close, so you get like maybe 10 YOLO Lies before you get a pace, which you can skip YOLO Lie. It's just a Robbie? I guess, yeah, but I mean, doesn't matter, you never see it anyways. It's true. I think it makes sense, otherwise it wouldn't be a 50-50, so of course it has to be Aurora Beam, yeah. So this can skip YOLO. It doesn't have to do YOLO Agatha, which is good. I think Victory Road Execution was good. No big stupid mistakes. Victory Road, you just always have to be conscious. Where's your cursor? Do you have to buffer up? Do you have to not buffer direction? Are you on Super Repel? Are you on Bike? On which Pokemon are you? But realistically, you don't have to think about it because it's always the same, so you just can trust muscle memory. Bruno can be interesting. I can die to 2% slam crit turn 1. Night Spunk. If I get damaged, I have Rep Bar for the end of Bruno. If I don't get damaged, I lose like 3 seconds. 3 to 4 seconds. 3 seconds. Which is fine, of course. It wouldn't be fine if I if I wanted to YOLO Agatha, I would do a 2-turn stall by doing Exec into Elixir and Max Ether. Usually you Max Ether outside of battle, but I would aggressively Max Ether inside of battle to guarantee my, not guarantee, to increase my odds of doing YOLO Agatha. Which I won't have to do in this pace, which is good. My target is a 752, it's basically get the range and some leeway. You can fuck up execution a bit and still get it. But not, I mean, it's pretty tight. The standard is like a 751, mid 751. 740, sub 750 sadly won't happen. But I have not gotten that in practice, so it wouldn't happen in a run. But it might be possible in practice. Problem is there are a lot of like 60 FPS windows, which makes it difficult. Deposit is interesting. You can buffer a lot on the PC. And you don't want to deposit Uniduking, that would be bad. Also, you don't need a lot of fielding for E4. It's pretty, I mean, Lorelei is guaranteed no damage, Bruno does no damage, Agatha does pretty set damage most of the time. Lance does pretty set damage, and Champ does variable damage, let's say that. Wait, I didn't even do the buffer correctly. The cursor's on deposit, so yeah, I fucked that up. Yeah, kinda silly, it's pretty free. This is a new strat, Bird Swap. I swap Pidgey to slot 1 immediately. Back in the day, this was the strat to swap in the fight. When done correctly, yeah, dude, new since the last world record, and definitely new since the last world record commentary. Or was it a thing 2 years ago? There's no way. I guess there might be a way. Dude, I don't know, man. Okay, never mind that. Wait, did you do bird swap in your run? Ah, true. Would you have bird swapped? Okay, that makes sense. That is probably the reason I thought that, because I was just basing it on your commentary, and I just assumed, yeah, they didn't know it. Yeah, it's interesting. I guess that's old strat then. I thought it was like a new strat. Yeah, 2021. It's. You think I'm watching the 2021 what? So that wasn't great. I missed Giovanni range, I missed Lorelei range. Lost 7 seconds, which is what you wanted to expect. Could have been like 6 seconds with like better execution. Here you want a maxi far? Oh, there's one thing that's new. I timed it, and there's an optimal spot to do your menu in. It says like 1 to 3 frames depending on which room. That is always the first tile, which is this tile on Lorelei, and on Bruno it's this tile. Reason being, once you enter the tile for the first place, for the first time, there's like some lag. I think the game loads in some random stuff, like the door or something. And so you like, if you menu it, uh, the lag just doesn't appear because I guess it happens during the menu. Don't get slam crit. Exit defense. If you are on the candy route, you can blizzard these onyxes. It saves like a bit of time. And if I got the Rhyhorn range, I would blizzard the next onyx as well. But I only have one blizzard, so I can't. And now, after a lot of chill fights, is Agatha. Agatha's pretty bad. It's a lot chiller than yellow, but it's still pretty bad. She has Nightshade, which is good. She has Dream Meter, which is good. She has Hypnosis, which is good if it fails. It's bad if it hits. And she has Confuse Ray, which is horrible. Super pot to live. Yeah, yeah. I mean, for me, it's of course standard because I've done a lot more bird swap than non-bird swap, so it just doesn't make sense. I want to see G-Meter Nightshade. Hypnosis fail. Very, very fucking good. The way of dying here would be Confuse Ray into Horror. Blizzard can crit for a kill. If I high roll, which I do, Agatha is very likely to super pot. Otherwise, Golbat can be scary because he can confuse me and has haze. I was thinking about double super pot, but I decided I never do double super pot. But maybe I should have thought about Elixir into double super pots. Maybe could be interesting value on that. But then I have to like risk not missing 2 Blizzard, which I'm not sure about. But it is of course free unless you chain 1 miss. And now Lance. Lance is pretty bad. I was thinking a lot on this spot. If I get Hydro Pump miss, do I stall or not? In the moment I decided to stall. In retrospect I should have definitely not stalled. It's just silly to not to stall into full restore. It's just silly. Because I was locked in on full restore at this point. I was very locked in. I was not gonna change my strat. So I definitely should skip red bar if I get Hydra miss. So it would have been a misplay, but it doesn't happen. Otherwise you don't want to get crit by Hydro Pump. And if I don't full restore, I want to be hit into good red bar, which is red bar which is fast, and red bar which has good champ win rate. Good being 72% at best. I fuck up here, but I guess it's fine. Hydro Pump into perfect HP. Just your average. On Candy Skip, you're very likely to get bad HP. Very, very, very likely. there's not a big window of perfect HP. 23 is definitely in it. Now I just don't want to miss blizzards. I have to X-speed after the Striginer because the level up would have gotten rid of my special badge boost for Aerodactyl. And maybe is that a speech badge boost thing? Maybe. But you need badge boost, that's all that matters. And then one more blizzard. It's fine if you miss any blizzard, it's fine, you can't get killed. The AI just always use reflect or agility because it's a psychic type move against poison. And now is a moment I would play differently in retrospect. This is a 90. If I YOLO, it's 72%, and it would be a 143.10, a bit lower than that actually, 143.09 maybe. I decided to forest though, which loses like 25 seconds and turns this from a 72% into a 95%. And I think if I thought about a different strat, I would have done that in that moment, and that would be exec turn 1 and full restore if wing attack or sky attack. Which would be fine. It would be like 92% win rate, and I give myself 50% chance to get just a ridiculous run. But I forest also now I'm only dead to sky attack turn 1 into hit into crit, which is 4%. Now it's 17% to die. More like 15%. Now it's 17%. And I live. Which, if that did kill me, it would be... I don't know. I don't even want to think about it. I think I would have still kept running, but it would be pretty depressing. Yeah, it's a ridiculous run. Decent early game. 11:26 broke is actually not that good. 40 seconds of my BP. But broke to the end. Absurd, of course. Insane route 3. Worst RNG was killing the Venonet, and that was a fine fly. It was still a 10-20 fly. Otherwise, truly ridiculous run. It's a run ridiculous because there's like so many spots where I just got like the easy way out. Didn't have to swap on search. Didn't have to do like heal on boat rival, swap on boat rival. Didn't have to do an awkward sylph rival. It was just chill ass run with ridiculous RNG. The most interesting YOLO in the run was fucking YOLO bite on Brock. That's ridiculous. And I guess it's new footage because at this point I actually disconnected for like a couple seconds. But chat was fine, which is interesting. I mean, I don't know. If suddenly 142 would be possible, if suddenly we have like a thousand new runners grinding for a world record for like a couple of years, then there's a chance there's a 142 in there. The problem with Red is player count and the nature of adjusting your RNG to the previous world records. Because it's like tough to say how difficult a 143 truly is if you don't grind for it. And now I have like a short grind, so I can't say for sure still. Maybe my 1 in 25k estimate is completely wrong, right? It's tough to say how far you can push it if you have the target and the risk taking from the start and correct decision making. Like a 143.40, it got triple X on it. A 143.40, you can play realistically for a sub 42 FTE segment with like YOLO Lai, YOLO Agatha. It's a realistic FTE when you play aggressive and get lucky. So you have to think about basically a 101.40 flute or better, which is still very good, is in range for 2 world records, basically. Which, I mean, yeah, it's possible. I think the biggest hurdle for the world record would be non-tuple, with like consistent non-tuple man-up. Gets ridiculous early game paces consistently. more consistently. Surge extent as well would be probably same or more value. Guaranteed surge win rate, guaranteed good HP after surge would be very good. But I don't know if you don't know if those will ever happen. Maybe not. And even if those, you would still need a runner who would want to grind for a couple of years. Which, I mean, I don't know. Could happen. The problem is, probably won't. But if someone attempts, it's possible. The thing is, it won't take one. It will have to take multiple runners. Because the next player who gets world record won't be a 142. Because of his, he will have to do, unless he's like mental, he will probably do correct decision making. Or he does like a hedge play which I considered, would be exec into full restore if I get hit. And just get insanely lucky. It is possible, but the odds are if there is an X world record, it would just try to edge out this world record, right? So for 142, there would have to be a ton of new world records, most likely. And that's just the thing. There's not like there's not enough runners right now, and probably not in the future, which is by far the biggest hurdle. But it's possible to beat. I personally would probably not try to beat this with current manups. Realistically, I think if Poga had a 143.40, I would wait. But with non-tuple, I would probably do runs. With Surge, I would definitely do runs. But yeah, I'm kind of sad I didn't go for the 50% chance for the 143.10. But yeah, it's a weird spot. Of course, if I went for Agatha Candy, I could have just XP turn 1 into Blizzard after Sky Attack, which is, I mean, I can die, but it's very fast, very safe. But it's interesting. I feel like Wing Attack Rhyhorn would be cringed. There would be some stuff to consider, but definitely big punishment to not go for Candy here. But I win. Candy is worse win rate than 95%, so you never know.